The idea of a hypothesis test for one population mean. A hypothesis test for one population mean is used when you have one population, the characteristic that you are measuring is quantitative, that is numerical, and you are interested in knowing if the average or mean is equal to, different from, greater than, or less than a hypothesized, that is a given value. Here is the general idea of the test. Step 1, collect a sample from the population. Step 2, compute the sample mean, which is an estimate of the population mean. Step 3, compare the sample mean to the hypothesized value of the population mean. If the sample mean is too far away from the hypothesized value, taking into account standard deviation and sample size, we conclude that the population mean is unlikely to be equal to the hypothesized value. That is, the difference between the observed sample mean and the value is so large that it is unlikely to be due to sampling error. On the other hand, if the sample mean is fairly close to the hypothesized value, again considering standard deviation and sample size, we conclude that there is no evidence that the population mean is different from, greater than, or less than the value, of course depending on our hypothesis. Put another way, in this case, the population mean could be equal to the hypothesized value, and the sample mean was only different from this value due to sampling error. Of course, depending on the specifics of the problem, there are some technical differences in how this distance is calculated, but this general concept always applies to this type of test.
Created using PowToon.